Siege warfare, a tactic used to devastating effect throughout 6 years of conflict in Syria, appear to have had the decisive outcome in one suburb of Damascus. Daraya has been cut off by Syrian regime forces for 4 years, and now rebel fighters and civilians have agreed to leave as part of a deal with the regime. Fighters will head to Idlib in the north, while men, women and children will go to towns and reception centres nearby. And all this as the US Secretary of State John Kerry and his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov prepared to meet in Geneva. They're trying again to come up with a coordinated strategy to bring about a pause in the fighting across Syria. We can cross now to Jon Brain, who's in Kurkamush, on the border between Turkey and Syria. Good morning to you, John. So regime forces are going to take over Daraya. Does this mean the regime's siege has worked, and how significant is the deal to let people out?
Well, it's certainly worked in the sense they've been able to keep an iron grip on Daraya and are now dictating the terms of the loosening of that grip. Certainly significant, obviously, for the civilians in particular, who've been under 4 years of siege, will finally get some sort of aid relief on a consistent basis. They've had very little over those 4 years, and it has to be seen as a defeat for those rebel fighters who, as they leave, will have to give up their medium and heavy weapons and leave the area altogether. So this will be seen certainly by Bashar Assad as a victory. This is just a few miles from his seat of power, but we'll have to see how it all fits into the context of the general Syrian conflict. We won't know whether this has been, how good a move this has been for the regime until we know the outcome of this long-running conflict.
And John, you've been on the border there at Karkamush since the beginning of Operation Euphrates Shield. What's the latest on that move by the Turkish forces?
Well, it's become increasingly apparent, as we thought it would, that the retaking of Jarablus, or the taking of Jarablus, was really just the opening chapter in this operation. The focus really is on stopping the YPG making any further gains. There are reports that Turkish artillery fired on the YPG fighters who are advancing in northern Syria, despite a promise given via the American Secretary of State John Kerry that they were going to retreat beyond to the other side of the Euphrates River. So Turkey obviously still very concerned about that situation and is determined to resolve it.